Now,
Another great game.
what? That's
Two
what you're saying?
bangers.
Dave Luzapalooza, top 100 games of all time. Dave Luzapalooza, some are great, some just fine. Dave Luzapalooza, here telling you just how it is. It's Matthew Jude.
Hi, everyone. Welcome to episode 3 of my top 100 games of all time. With me is Matthew Jude.
Hello,
You've been
I'm here.
mild to me. You've been mild to me.
I have a veto, which I will be using. I know what game I'm vetoing, I'm pretty sure. So.
Would you like to write it down? Write your veto down so you can't change it later on.
Good. Well,
Well, if you're
I
so
want
certain,
to have
hey.
the option. No, I want to have the option. Your bad takes could go. There's no limit to them. So who knows? But it's your opinion, dude. Right? It's like, man, your opinion. So whatever you pick is right.
So the veto doesn't count.
It does count in my heart. Let's get on with it. Come on. That's what the people are here for.
So true. First game is number 80. Here we go, Colorado. Now, that's something you did not expect.
I will say that when I did my ranking of games, this was much higher than expected.
Right? So
It's a
people who
fantastic
don't
card
know
game.
Colorado, it is just a card game, but you're trying to collect 3 different colors of, what are they called? Chameleons. Just 3 colors. Every other color that you will be collecting is going to give you minus points.
Yeah.
It follows like an idea of the I cut you choose principle. That's not what it is, but when it is your turn, you either choose the things that you want or you can add one more card to it, but then you will let the other person pick first, which is a terrible decision to make.
It's terrible because I know that Dave hasn't picked anything yet. So I'm going to add in to this row of good things for Dave, something that's bad for Dave. But my decision to add cards means I'm not taking cards. And then Dave can put in a blue and the row of greens that were good for me. And it's just boils down the perfection of fast, fun card game where every decision matters. It's so fun. It's literally a perfect game.
Yeah,
right?
I definitely agree. That's why it's on number 80 on the list.
Higher on my list. I'll say it. I'll say it.
Well, you have a top 50, so that kind of doesn't work
That's
like
what
that.
I mean. Says
Next
where
up,
it is.
Qwirkle. Now,
Another great game.
what? That's what
2
you're
bangers.
saying?
I love Qwirkle.
Yeah. Now I'm gonna put one over on you. No. At the UK Games Expo, they were showing off. Oh, what was the name?
Qwirkle Flex.
Qwirkle Flex. Have you tried that one?
I haven't. I also looked into that one, and I don't think I do need to try it. Rainer Knizia was the one who added the bits and pieces to that, by the way.
Oh, really? I can see that. And so for people who don't know Qwirkle won Spiel des Jahres in, I'm going to say in the 80s, but of course that's wrong. It just feels a long time ago, which means it's probably in the 2000s somewhere. In Qwirkle, you play basically Scrabble, but without letters.
That's what it was designed for.
With symbols and colors. So you're trying to add stuff that is already on the board and get points for as many tiles as you added to it. And the best thing you can do is create a Qwirkle, which is a row or a column with 6 different symbols in the same color or the same color in 6 different colors. I hope I said that correctly.
Shapes. It's 6 different shapes. Yeah, and
6 different shapes.
It was designed that way for people who love Scrabble but hate spelling. And it's so much fun. It's just a very quick, fast, simple tile laying game, but the tiles in most editions are like these nice wooden tiles, and
Yeah,
it's
that's
just
part
fun.
of the
It's
fun.
just
Yeah.
it's such a pure game. It's so fun. Yeah, it's wonderful, timeless.
Now,
I would say.
what you just said about a fast, a quick game of Qwirkle, the Flex version, that new one that was
Takes
just
that.
that removes all the fastness. That gives me the same vibes as Five Tribes. In Five Tribes, which is a totally different game and is not on my list, you need to grab a bunch of things out of a selection of a bunch of things and need to drop in and create a track and end somewhere. The possibilities are endless,
Yes,
which
yeah,
makes
yeah.
that a headache game. This Flex version is what is the same doing to Qwirkle as well.
It
There
just
are
doesn't.
an infinite amount of ways of making points.
Because there's light backgrounds and dark backgrounds and all this type of stuff, and then it's the, yeah. I don't
And
need.
mixed backgrounds is.
I don't need any more added rules to add fun to Qwirkle, because the fun of Qwirkle is the fact that it's quick, easy, simple, and joyful.
That is so true, and that is why it is on number 79 on the list. Next up is Concordia. Is this the first real heavy Euro game? Or heavy?
Could be. One of. I mean, it's pretty heavy. This was the game I played really early in my board game life and hated it because I was not ready for Concordia. And then I played it again many years later. I was like, this game's fantastic. What the heck? What on earth was I thinking? This is a great game.
This game is really awesome. You are trading in the Mediterranean. That is literally what you are doing in this game.
This is the quintessential trading in the Mediterranean game.
Yes. You have different resources that are worth different things, but you need them to build buildings on different spots on the board. So you're walking around trying to get a presence in the different areas on the board. It's really a lovely game. The engine is cards that you need. You already have some cards, but then you want to buy better version of those cards. And the best thing is you choose how the way you want to score in this game. So the cards that you have bought give you special ways to score at the end of the game. So not only do you want specific cards, but also do you want cards that have that specific scoring ability on them.
That thing that I really love in games where you can double down on what you're scoring. Like you can I'm going to get 4 Minerva cards, and it means I'm going to score for whatever. I can't remember what Minerva, how that one scores, but I'm going to score 4 times for all of my purple buildings. Or I'm going to score 5 times for the money I have left at the end of the game. And then that gives you a strategy to go for. And often the cards that have the scoring ability kind of reflect the ability on the card as well. So there's not quite a disparate nature to that. But it's great. You're just building out, spending resources, trying to do good out of them. Trying not to give other people stuff is a big part of this game, because you can activate buildings that and you don't want to give other people things. And you're racing to go off and do stuff quicker than everyone else. But, it's wonderful. And there's a reason they're coming. They're doing a massive new, the reason
a big version of this, a deluxeified edition, which is not worth it because, we don't need that.
Me and Dave have opinions on the deluxeified editions in this line of deluxeified editions.
Not long ago, together, we played the Castles of Burgundy deluxeified edition, and then even the deluxe edition has add-ons, which are the buildings, and they are next level useless.
If someone says, if you want to play Castle of Burgundy, I'll say yes. If they say, do you want to play Castle of Burgundy Deluxe Edition, I'll say no. I don't. I'll play the regular version. I don't need to play the Deluxe Edition. Makes the game worse.
Yeah, it's so true. That was number 78. Number 77 is Dominion. Yes, I was addicted to this game when it came out. Mm-hmm. And when all the first edition, when all the expansion came out, I needed to have it. This was one of the games where you need a good storage solution for the game, because you can't just keep on keep in these boxes. And I think I
had a stack of 8 boxes of Dominion at one point, and I just thought, this looks great. It looks great having all the boxes all separate. I love looking at them, and you think, what am I doing? This is So much space.
So, yeah. And then
And there's 10 more coming out.
And then more stuff came out. And then more stuff came out. I once had a poster of the misprints they had. They had misprints, so they didn't cut the cards. They just said, well, you can buy this now. So I had a misprint of...
That's cool.
It was cool. Also, it was a bit too much, which ended up being too much. Now, Dominion is the OG deck building game. That means you start with cards that are very basic, but the awesome cards you can buy. And once you've bought a card, it's going to go on your discard pile, and then you shuffle the cards. And when your discard pile when your draw pile is empty, you shuffle in those new bought cards, and they will end up in your hand doing all these awesome things. The idea of you creating the game that you'd like to play with, the deck that you want to play with during the game, that was just an awesome idea.
Because you're kind of building an engine of actions and money and abilities, and you're also trying not to get so lost in the idea of building a cool engine that you forget to buy points, because you have to buy your points at some part of the game. And you go, I've got a great engine. I can do all this, and I do this, and I do this, and I do this, and I do this, and I've done nothing because I forgot to buy any points, so I lose. It's great. There's so much variety, so many different takes, and so much flavour to this game. Yeah, you have to buy a bunch of stuff for it, but that is also fun.
Yeah. Did the game jump the shark at any point, in your opinion?
They're still coming out with Dominion stuff every now and again. I feel like the last one.
They did a second edition.
Second edition happened.
Second edition, and that started with the base game, and then they added the old expansions to the second edition. So
I could see them also doing a giant edition at some point, which is all the best bits, like in a massive mega box. Yeah. In fact, that would sell probably really well. I don't know. It's fun. I don't think they could ever do too much Dominion because people who like it just want more. So why not? Yeah.
Like we said at the beginning, all the games on my list, most of the games on my list are kind of catch-alls for everything that came out in that series. Dominion had 2 different base sets that you could start off with. It was the same game, but just had different cards that you could buy, which changed the game, and then the different expansions that would fit into the same system. This catches all of them. I do have a list of the better Dominion expansions in my head, but this is catching all of them.
Which could be a video at some other point, Dave. Dave's top Dominion Indians.
That is number 77. So until now, you are happy with all my picks.
Yeah, I'm happy with all these picks so far.
I also think that this collaboration now goes nowhere because you agree with me all the time. Cities, number 76. I think you were the one. No, you're just making that face just to annoy us.
I love this game.
You're okay with this one.
Yeah, I love this
think
game.
You recommended this one to us.
Yeah. I thought
you said, Dave, you're probably going to like this one. Now, in Cities, you are creating a city, trying to do right by the scoring conditions. You can get your own scoring conditions on top of something that everyone is racing for at the same time.
Just does that thing which is so fun, which you're saying, in Coloretto, there's a little bit of a similarity here in a sense. There isn't, but there is a little bit. Where there's 4 different things that you need. And at the end of a round, you will have one of each of these 4 things. Whether that's building tiles, whether that's new space to build on, scoring opportunities, or bonus tiles. And there's good options in each row, and there's options that aren't great for you in each row. But we go around the table, worker placement stylish, kind of. Really, it's just selecting, because they're not really actions, but selecting them. So what do you go for first? I really need this on this row, and I want this, and this I want, and the last thing I don't care about quite as much. So I'm going to go for the thing I really need. But on your turn, you think, okay, I want this, and I want this. Which do I take first? Which do I think that Dave isn't going to take? Oh, it's such a perfect decision. That's what makes
Yeah.
games fun, right? That decision. That's why Coloretto is so fun.
That's
And
what I
City's
keep
just-
telling people
Yeah.
if they ask me what I like about games or why I don't like roll and move games or something like that. It's about the decisions. At the end of the game, the person who won made the better decisions. It's not because
Yeah.
they rolled a 6 at a
But
specific
Cities
point.
is light and fun and fast, and it looks lovely, and there's lots of different variations, and there's an expansion, and there's a new version called Cities USA coming out. From what I understand, Cities USA isn't as good as the original, but I mean, you look into that. But I would
Why
also
would they do it then? I did saw the expansion. Was it the expansion just new scoring ways
I
of
think it
scoring? the
was.
game?
It was like a little more. I think it was a more stuff expansion rather than a new stuff expansion. if that
I
makes
want
sense.
more stuff because the way
Yeah.
it is now, if you play a 4-player game, all the cards are coming out, all the tiles are coming
Yeah.
out, so you know exactly what to expect at some point.
I think
Whereas,
that
yeah,
I think this plays great at 2 players as well, which I really love. It works
Yeah.
really well at 2, and it does that thing that Concordia does, which is another thing that I realised I really love in games, where one of the things that you're getting is how you score points. And
you
can
choose
get,
how to score.
I'm
points,
going to
yeah.
get this one card that means I get 1 point for all of my blue buildings. But there's another one of those cards that come out, and now I get 2 points for my blue. And a third one of those comes, and it's like I'm building my engine of score. And that's just, I
Yeah.
love that. Yeah,
It's very
let's move
true.
on.
But what I wanted to say is, because I know how many of those scoring cards are in there, you cannot score it 3 times, like you just said. Not
Is it just
in
2?
this game. It's just 2 of each.
Well, look, I'm not perfect.
I hate it about myself that I know this.
Everyone stop thinking I'm perfect. Look, everyone, I know that the consensus out there, everyone believing that I'm perfect. I get it. But I'm not perfect. I can't live up to that standard. I know everyone says, Matthew, you're perfect. And I go, look, I appreciate that you think that.
Number 75, fishing.
Ah!
Trick-taking. Is this the first trick-taking game? I think it is.
Could be. Could be.
Yeah,
I watched a video on trick-taking games last night, Dave, and didn't agree with many of the choices.
Was
That
it a top
just-
10 or yeah?
It was a Dice Tower top 10, and I went, there's so many trick-taking card games. And I haven't played, no one's played all of them, even people who are massively into it.
No,
I've
it's
got
true.
some opinions.
And they
about
come
that.
out with new versions all the time that do
Sometimes it's
something
so
a little
far
bit
away.
different.
Sometimes it's so far away from being a trick-taking card game that it's
Yeah.
just lost. Anyway, fishing,
Yeah.
tell us about that one.
Fishing is a trick-taking game where it's actually a deck builder in one form or another.
Yeah,
so,
I suppose so.
A trick-taking game is where one person, everyone on the table is adding 1 card to the pile, and the color that is being led, which is the first card, everyone needs to try and throw in a card that has the same color, and the highest card wins the trick and starts the next one. That is very fast what trick-taking is like. And this game is you collect the cards that you have caught. The game actually gives you a little fishing net person that says, hey, this is what you caught. And then you put it on your boat, which actually means the cards that you've caught are now part of the deck that is going to give you the cards that you need for the next round. But because I got a lot of tricks this round and you did not get any, you're out of cards. But you do need 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 cards to play the next round with. So you're going to get your cards from a special deck. And each of these cards from the special deck are overpowered. In the beginning of the
so
game,
good.
there's no trump. The color green is not part of the game. Green is always better. So you now are the only player who has trumps. So good chances that in the next round, you're going to get all the tricks. And now we are getting better cards.
And the card you drew out of the deck, I now have a 14. And you think that's unbeatable. And then someone draws like a 22. And that's just an unbeatable. And it's so fun in that way. And there's the second one. There's going to be fishing too. They're doing another one.
Yes, I have heard. I'm very curious. And this is a small card game, which
so
is
good.
also fun. And
It's
no
got a lot of
expansions.
depth. It's got a lot. There's a lot.
It does.
It's just so replayable.
And also playing it with a different amount of people changes the games. And although I thought, well, what I should do, you should try to peak at around round 4. That gives you just the amount. So I'm trying to
because you've got to work out the moment to either score points or get new cards, and that's the balance, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
So when do you do it?
If you peak too fast, you win the second to third round and get all the cards, even the bad ones that everyone was holding, which means your deck is now terrible and you'll never get improvements because you've got too many terrible cards. So you'll be losing it for 4 or 5 rounds. So
it's great. It's so good.
It really is great. Fishing.
So far, no duds, Dave. So I'm excited.
Is that possible? Out of 100 games?
In this
How about
10.
Okay, in this 10. 74. Next one, Karuba. Okay. Karuba is I'm going to call it a bingo style game where one person is randomly drawing a tile and then everyone needs to find the same tile and place it on their board. So we all have the same tile that we're working with. We are trying to connect different meeples that are on our separate boards to different temples, and we want the meeples to go to the temples. Now the cards that we're putting down, they have paths on them, so we're trying to create paths. And not only are we doing that, we are also trying to move the meeples towards the different colored temples. Meanwhile, stopping at the right spots to collect crystals that are also worth points. The trick of the game is you could get a path to all of the temples for everyone. That's not the hard part. The hard part is you must forfeit placing the tiles to actually move your meeples. So the amount of exits that are on one tile, so if it's a straight line, it would be 2 exits, then you may not place that tile and instead move one of your meeples up to 2 spaces, which is cool because then you're actually moving. But how everyone is mitigating all the tiles that are coming out is going to make the difference in who is going to win Karuba. It's a great game that you can play with an infinite amount of players if everyone has their own.
I played a mega game of this before when it was like 80 people playing at the same time.
I think I was playing with you. Did you not flip your board? I
was going to mention, I knocked my whole thing off the table. I was like, well, I'm out. I can't remake this.
You were sitting next to me, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, I think I sat next to you. The Karuba is great because it's one of those things where there is luck in the game, because sometimes the tile that gets announced is the tile that you need. That's fine. That absolutely is true. But the person who made the best decisions won. And everyone had the same opportunity to make the same decisions. But the person who made the best decisions wins in the end. And it's just great. It's so, it's good. It's a wonderful game.
It's a good game. Number 74, Karuba.
It's a game I always forget exists, if I'm honest. But it is good.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. I remember when it came out. It was nominated for Spiel des Jahres. Don't think it won.
I don't think so,
Sushi Go. I have a good place in my heart for Sushi Go. In Sushi Go, you are playing 3 rounds of basically pretending to eat sushi, but instead of eating it, you actually gain the cards that have different sushis on them. And all the sushis score in different ways. You could try to get, I forgot, nigiri or...
Yeah, you want selections, you want multiple of the same rolls, you want different, like, nigiri and onigiri and all those different types of sushi. And you're drafting the cards, and you have a hand, and you pick a card, and you pass the cards over, and it's going to happen around the table like that.
Yeah.
And it's great. And there's like wasabi adds points to some things, and soy sauce might add points, and chopsticks.
It multiplies,
grab things and stuff. It's great. Is it Sushi Go the one that you like the best, or is it Sushi Go Party?
I actually have Sushi Go Party. I'm pretty sure I have both versions, but I would rather have Sushi Go Party. Again, this is a catch-all for all versions of Sushi Go, except Sushi Roll, which I don't like
not
as much.
Good. Sushi Go Party is good because there's more up that you kind of like. There's more different types of food, and you only play with a certain amount, isn't there? So you can pick what you play with essentially.
Yeah, and the game is really nice as it lets you create the menu. So you can pretend this is a restaurant. So you say, today we are not serving the normal maki, but we have these different shaped makis. And that changes the game a little bit in how you are collecting them. But drafting, by the way, just to keep explaining a little bit about how all these different mechanisms work is, indeed, you have a hand of cards. They are not yours yet. You need to pick one of them. That is going to be yours. And then you're going to pass all the others to the left or to the right. And the cards that you have collected, they are going to be in your tableau. Yes, another word explaining how these games work. And everyone is doing this simultaneously, which is great for games because you're not waiting. You're just waiting for everyone else to finish doing the same thing as you. Pick one of these cards and then pass him along, and then you get the rest cards that the other players were passing on, and you choose one again, and then you do that until there are no cards left and everyone has got the same amount of cards, done the same things, and then you can actually score the points. Part of the fun of the game is that you also need to keep an eye on the desserts. If you forget to pick a dessert, you're actually setting them aside, or you're not scoring them each round, but they are meant as a virtual fourth round, in where we're only looking at how much desserts did you gather. The person who got the most is going to get a massive bonus, and the person who was not playing for desserts loses a massive amount of points, which means you've got a big swing at the end if you forgot to look at desserts. I really enjoy this game. It's fast and it's quick.
It's
also
so
great
good.
with people who are not familiar with playing games.
Yeah.
They immediately tend to get how to play.
I forgot all about Sushi
Go.
Go existing, and it's such a great game, and I have a lot of fun memories.
You told us a little bit about how you created your top 50 list. If you want to know everyone, then go find that video. That is the one before my top 100 came out, which is a game where a video where we talk about how we got to our list. And I don't think your method is foolproof, and this is proof.
Oh well, I don't think Sushi Go would have made it into my top 50, but yeah, it's a great
you're
game.
wrong.
Fair enough.
Next up, Codenames. This is the 2nd edition cover that we have here on the little image below us. Oh, you're not a fan of Codenames?
No, I'm not.
No version of Codenames? There are different versions of it. There's the duet version, which is a great way of playing two-player Codenames. Well, first, let's explain a little bit how to play Codenames. You have a grid of 25 nouns, proper nouns, is that the word?
Yeah, or just words, really. Yeah.
The words, yes. And in the original game, the words have like a double meaning. Is there a word for that? The words that have double meaning in English?
Was that true? That all the words in they're all homophones,
yes,
as they were? Yeah. Is it homophone?
What is the word?
No, that's two words that sound the same. Regardless, yes.
Well, yeah, it's like a bank, which can have different meanings to it. So now you play this in teams. You've got a team captain for both teams, and the team captains can only see which of these words need to be guessed by their teammates. And guessing means when it is their turn, they just put their finger on it and say, is this it? Now, I can give clues because I can see, if there's the word bank on the table and I want my team to guess it, I can say money. And they say, it's probably bank, whoop, and then they touch it, which is a great way of playing this game. But if I want to try to be smart, I'm going to see the word bank and I'm going to see, car. I don't know. I'm just making this up right now.
Yeah, well, you might pick, your clue might be heist because you have a bank and a car together that could be a heist, couldn't it? And that's so you say heist, and then you pick. It's probably a bank, and it's probably a car, but maybe
you've got one more thing that you can add to the word heist. You say the number of words that you think
that's right.
Are,
yes, that's right. You said the number.
Connected to that word. So I said heist 2, and then my team looks over those 25 words like, it could be a bank heist. Yeah, it's going to be bank heist for sure. But what could be the other one? And then maybe they find another word that is also that maybe there was jewels on. Maybe it's jewels, and then so as a captain, you need to keep track of all the words, and then the other side is also that if you are on a team, you need to see and maybe get into the mind of whoever is team captain.
My problem with this game is twofold. Firstly, I don't like being on a team. I think the team thing I do. I think the team thing is the person who's loudest gets to make all the decisions in this game, and everyone else kind of. I think there's a bit of an alpha gaming situation that can happen in this, which is why if I was going to play this, the duet version is better. I think personally,
Which is co-op, which both people are working off of the same clue card, but just the backside, which is somewhat. Some words are the same, somewhat are different. So there's. Try
the
it.
other reason I don't love this game is because I've discovered that the way I give clues is not the way other people want clues given to them. In the sense that, I can't think of an example right at the top of my head, but I remember saying to someone that I had this clue, and I was like, it's something 3. I was like, this is a brilliant clue because this and this makes this. And that is the clue. So my clue that I normally give means that you have to put 2 of the words together, and it's going to give you the third word. But the clue I've given might not have anything to do with the third word, but because obviously it's the other 2 words, they're together. Now you're probably thinking of this, and that's not how people want clues given to them at all. And it angers the people I play with. I was just like, of course it's this. Like you're going to take this, and the clue was for this and this. And then, of course, you're going to pick this. No, that's not what people want.
Now, this is a game that we have played on Twitch a lot. If you're ever interested in joining us, we usually play this on Sunday nights at 9 p.m. Central European Time, which makes noon Pacific Time. We play Codenames, twitch.tv/Luzapalooza. And we like to play analog Twitch. There is an app for it, which works great, where everyone can sign in and give their marks on the card, say, I think it's this, and then someone can touch the card. But what we like to do is do an analog version of this. Put it on the table and not be restrained to the 5x5 grid. Last Sunday, we played 7x7 and then had only sci-fi themed cards and fairy tale cards, which are both expansions to the base game that you can buy right now. This is not a commercial. I'm just saying what we did. Now, and then we played Minesweeper Codenames. So we created our own cards for this. So the team captains were looking at our own version because there's not a 7x7 card that you can work off of. We created it ourselves. 17 red words, 16 blue words, 1 assassin was on it. And then, because we're playing this on stream, we're going to let people at home play this game with us. Create 2 teams, or they don't even have to be in teams. They just have to have fun thinking about the clues. And if you touch a card, you're not only revealing that card and saying you were correct, you were wrong, maybe it's for the other team, but you also get a clue as how many other clues are surrounding that one card.
Really smart. That's such a cool idea.
It is actually, we took that from the Codenames app. It's one of the versions you can play as the app version of Codenames.
Yeah, that's a cool.
Another thing that we love to do is add a mirror in it. So all the clues of one color are mirrored. So you kind of make a line in the middle of the board, and then to the left and to the right, you can mirror all the clues. But one of the fun things is that you don't know where the mirror is. The mirror can be like this, but it can also be like this, and it can even be diagonal, which adds another twist on the game. So we make bigger boards, but then put helpers like that in. We have so much fun with Codenames. We also tried doing assignments. So if you accidentally make a wrong guess and help the other team, then the other team is going to get a specific bonus, or you get a negative thing to your next guess. So you can only use one word, one syllable clues on the next turn. This game opens the door for us to be creative with board games as we like.
And you're lucky as well that you love this one so much because there's so much Codenames. There's new versions coming out thick and fast. I feel like there's new versions coming out as well, and little expansion.
Have you heard about the latest, the Critical Role Codenames version? It's going to be perfect.
I couldn't be less interested in something in my entire life than Critical Role.
I am not I'm not at all into Critical Role. I know they exist and I know a lot of people love it, which is totally fine. But what they did with Codenames is they turn it into a dungeon master version. That means one person is leading everyone else through the game.
Cool.
So that again changes the whole way to
I just
play
like that there's more Codenames. They're doing stuff with it. I mean, it must be. If any game has kept a company afloat, I feel like Codenames is it. But then again, they've had a lot of. I mean, Lost Ruins of Arnak was also their game, right? So, I mean, they've got some hits.
I mean, now you're excited about Codenames. When I showed you what the number was, your
no.
oh,
Sorry, to be clear, I'm glad that you enjoy it so much. Is how I feel about it.
We are at the final one of this list, number 71. Here it is, Sagrada. Ooh, I'm trying to find what your face is saying here. You're okay with this?
I love Sagrada. It's brilliant. This is a game that I've streamed a lot. I've streamed this game many times. I love Sagrada. I have played the original. I played all the modular, all the expansions. I played the new version. I played the new version with the new expansion. I played the entirety of the Artisans, the whole thing, which was it was one of the best experiences for board games I've ever had. Sagrada is a perfect game, and
it's a puzzle when you're playing it. It's a puzzle. When it is your turn, you're drafting a dice that you want to put on your stained glass window. Some of them need to have a 6. Some of them need to have a specific color. By the way, the little dice are beautifully colored. It makes a lot of fun. It's very nice to be working on the puzzle. And then, you need to get different numbers. It's like a Sudoku, almost.
Yeah, kind of. You can't have colours next to each other and you can't have numbers next to each other, and the board that you're creating is a bunch of stipulations on it, so as Dave said, and you want to have a perfect window at the end, and you've got a bunch of goals to be going for. You might have a personal goal for colours, or you might have some joint goals for everybody that are going to be scoring. There's other ways that scoring happens where you don't want any broken panes. You want to have a full window at the end. And you've got tools to help you do this, but you've got limited resources to use. You've got like the amount of little gems you get, which are the thing that you need to activate the tools, is based on how complicated your window is. So if you've only got like a simple window, it means you've only got 2 gems, which means that you've only got you can use a tool maximum of 2 times, as long as you're first, because tools get more expensive to use as the game goes on. But if you've got a really complex window, you've got 5 gems, 6 gems. And you think, oh, that's good, because I can manipulate the dice in all these different ways. But your window is harder, so it's a great balance there. And there's so many little modular expansions, and I do think you don't need to buy all of them. I think you should watch specific videos on which ones you think look most interesting to you. But I do think you should get a couple of them, because the expansions do all manner of cool little weird and wonderful things. It's great. And I hate that they've made a new version of it, because it didn't need a new version. I think it was
they gave the real Sagrada an overhaul, so they needed to keep in line with reality.
I suppose that's part of it. Yeah, but I have some issue with the way that they went about this new version and the new expansion, because the new expansion should have been just baked into the
box.
Game.
Okay.
It isn't. That's my big problem. But it's a wonderful abstract strategy game in many ways, really. But it's more of a abstract puzzle game. It's beautiful, and it's mean if you want it to be. It's great. It's wonderful. It's a brilliant game.
That means that I just presented you with 10 great games that you should check out.
I was very happy with this list. Very, very happy.
It's also good for me, because I see these 10 games that I love and I get to talk a little bit about them.
And you go, I was doing my list and I was like, man, this game's great. And I was thinking about all these games, so it's fun.
Yeah. Right. So, I mean, this is our hobby. We play games and we love playing them. So thank you so much for joining us. The next video is going to come out in a couple of days, and we're going to see what that's going to be like.
And
You wanna say
those games are going to make these games look like crap because they're all better.
They're all better games.
Every single one.
So that's it. So that's what I'm now fighting against. I see what you're doing. You're saying, this is a very good choice. So you're setting me up to fail later on the videos.
Hopefully, that would be
So
great.
smart. Yeah. Thank you so much. My name is Dave Luza. With me is my great friend, Matthew Jude. Matthew, thank you so much for being here.
My pleasure. See you later, everyone. Be cool.
Dave Luzapalooza, top 100 games of all time. Dave Luzapalooza, some are great, some just fine. Dave Luzapalooza, here telling you just how it is. It's Matthew Jude.